Have you ever had someone come for dinner at your place and they refused to eat anything? I was dating Ryan for 2 years when he finally popped the question with a beautiful antique ring and tears in his eyes. My family was beyond excited. My mom immediately started planning and my dad kept saying I finally found a good one. To celebrate our engagement, I decided to invite Ryan's parents over for dinner to meet mine for the first time. I spent 3 days preparing everything from scratch. My grandmother's famous potato casserole, homemade rolls that take 6 hours to rise, beef stew that simmers all day, and her legendary chocolate cake for dessert. The whole house smelled incredible. When Ryan's parents arrived, something felt off immediately. His mother Janet walked in wearing white gloves and barely touched my hand when I went to hug her. His father Robert looked around our small living room like he was inspecting a crime scene, checking out our old furniture and family photos on the walls. We all sat down at our dining table, the one my dad built himself when I was little. I was so proud of how everything looked. Fresh flowers from our garden, my grandmother's good china, candles flickering everywhere. Janet looked down at her plate like I had served her roadkill. She picked up her fork, examined it under the light, then set it back down without taking a single bite. "Oh dear," she said, dabbing her lips with the napkin. "We don't really eat this type of food." My heart stopped. My mom's face went bright red. My dad just stared at his plate. "What do you mean?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "This is my family's cooking. These recipes have been passed down for generations." Robert cleared his throat. "Janet means we have very specific dietary requirements. We typically dine at establishments with trained chefs." Ryan squirmed in his chair, looking like he wanted to disappear. "Mom, Dad, please just try it. Nina worked so hard on this." But they didn't touch anything. They sat there with their hands folded, talking about their country club, their upcoming trip to Europe, and how quaint our neighborhood was. Janet kept mentioning how she hoped Ryan would move somewhere more suitable once we got married. My mom tried to make conversation, asking about their hobbies. Janet said she collected art and supported various charities. When my mom mentioned she volunteers at the local food bank, Janet actually wrinkled her nose. "How noble," she said in a tone that made it clear she thought it was anything but noble. After 2 excruciating hours, they finally left. I started clearing the table, throwing away all the untouched food. My grandmother's potato casserole that took me 4 hours to make, the rolls I woke up at 6 a.m. to start, the cake I decorated with fresh berries, all of it went straight in the garbage. My parents tried to comfort me, saying some people just have different tastes, but I could see the hurt in my mom's eyes, the way my dad kept clenching his jaw. Later that night, Ryan found me crying in the kitchen. "They didn't mean anything by it," he said, wrapping his arms around me. "They're just set in their ways." "Set in their ways?" I pulled away from him. "Ryan, they insulted my family's cooking. They acted like we were beneath them," he sighed. "Look, they come from a different world. They'll warm up to you." But I couldn't stop thinking about it. I kept imagining our future kids asking to help their grandma cook, only to have Janet tell them our family recipes weren't good enough. The next morning, I woke up and looked at the ring on my finger. It was beautiful, but all I could think about was Janet's face when she looked at our food like it was poisonous. I slipped the ring off and placed it on Ryan's nightstand with a simple note: "I can't marry into a family that thinks mine isn't good enough." 2 weeks later, Janet sent me a text message that said, "You could have at least pretended to appreciate our honesty." I blocked her number and never looked back.